Hi, and welcome to True Crime, a channel dedicated to the dark underworld of criminal activity carried out by gangsters, mobsters, cartel leaders, and others. Welcome to the dark world of the Chinese Triad Mafia. These are the ruthless, brutal enforcers of the underground. For years, they've been shrouded in mystery, operating in the shadows and controlling vast criminal empires with an iron fist. But what is life like for a member of this notorious organization? How do they survive in such a dangerous world? In this video, we'll take you on a journey into the heart of the Chinese Triad Mafia, revealing the harsh realities of life as a member of this secretive and brutal organization. Let's get started. Enter the dark world of the Chinese Triad Mafia, an organization that has been rooted in Chinese history for centuries. The Triads were created as a patriotic group determined to overthrow the Manchu invaders and expel them from China. With roots that date back to the 17th century, this covert club has played a significant role in Chinese history and has had a hand in practically every aspect of society. From social to political to economic, their influence permeates all spheres of life. The Triads were engaged in revolutionary and clandestine actions in the 19th century, working tirelessly to overthrow the corrupt and sick king. They even played a crucial role in enabling Sun Yat-sen and Chiang Kai-shek to become Chinese presidents. Notable groups included the Green Gang, which took part in the Shanghai massacre of Communist Party members in 1927. However, their influence didn't go unnoticed, and secret societies in mainland China were eventually put down in operations directed by Mao Zedong and led by Deng Xiaoping during the striker campaigns against organized crime in 1978. After the People's Republic of China was established in 1949, Chinese secret societies, including the Triads, moved to former British colony Hong Kong, Taiwan, Southeast Asia, and other countries, particularly the United States, to compete with other ethnic Chinese criminal organizations. As they moved across borders, the Triads' focus shifted from patriotism to making money. They gradually started using drugs and extortion to line their pockets, becoming one of the most notorious criminal organizations in the world. With their roots steeped in Chinese history and their reach spreading across the globe, the brutal life of a Chinese Triad Mafia member is a tale of darkness, power, and danger. The Triad's unique structure is not only intriguing, but it also plays a crucial role in their operations. The Triads use numerical codes based on the I Ching and are influenced by Chinese numerology to identify ranks and roles within the gang. It's fascinating to learn that the Mountain or Dragon Master, who is the head of the Triad, is classified as 489, while the Deputy Mountain Master is at 483 and the Straw Sandal status is at 432. But what's even more interesting is the fact that these numerical codes are not just random numbers, but hold significant meanings. According to Chinese numerology, the number 4 represents death, while 9 represents longevity. Thus, the higher the number, the more senior the rank, and the more respected the position. In addition to the unique numerical codes, Triad initiation ceremonies are equally peculiar. The rituals are performed on an altar decorated with incense and an animal sacrifice. The candidate must consume a mixture of wine and blood to join the Triad. Yes, you heard that right. The candidate must drink blood to join the Triad. A candidate's blood or that of an animal is acceptable, which is unsettling and creepy. The initiation ceremony continues as the candidate walks beneath the sword arch while chanting the oaths of the Triad. The paper on which the oaths are written must then be burned by the initiate as a symbol of their commitment to the Triad. To demonstrate how serious they are about joining the Triad, one of the oaths the candidate must agree to is, "I shall never betray my sworn brothers." If they break this oath, they will be killed by 5 thunderbolts. The recruitment process of the Triad is as sinister as it is effective. These gangs prey on vulnerable young men, offering them the promise of a family and a sense of belonging in exchange for their loyalty. They target those who have been bullied and ostracized by society, exploiting their insecurities and their desire for acceptance. The Triad lures them in with the lure of drugs, alcohol, and street cred, making them feel like they are part of something bigger than themselves. The Triad is not above using violence to get what they want, and this is especially evident in its approach to recruitment. They send members to schools to settle disputes, taking advantage of the fact that teenagers are impressionable and easily influenced. They use intimidation tactics to silence any who would dare to disobey, reminding their recruits that they have traded in their high school bullies for an even more vicious and dangerous group. Joining the Triad is not a decision to be made lightly. Once you're in, there's no turning back. The initiation process is brutal and involves the consumption of blood, among other things. But for those who are looking for a sense of belonging and purpose, the Triad is all too willing to offer a helping hand. They promise protection, power, and prestige, but at what cost? The answer is simple: your soul. Join me as we delve into the life of one of the most notorious gangsters of our time, Juan Coy, also known as Broken Tooth Coy. Born and raised in the slums of Macau, Juan had to fend for himself on the harsh streets. He eventually found his way into the 14K Triad, where he quickly rose through the ranks to become the head of the Macau branch. However, with power came enemies, and Juan found himself embroiled in a deadly turf war with a rival gang. Despite the threats against him, Juan managed to come out on top, but not without leaving a trail of bloodshed in his wake. After serving 14 years in prison, he was released in 2012 and wasted no time in getting back into the illegal gaming industry in Myanmar. He also became involved with transnational crime organizations operating in Southeast Asia, making him a target for the United States government under the Global Magnitsky Act. But Juan was not one to be easily deterred, and he continued to expand his criminal empire, raising millions of dollars a month from his licensed casinos. He even participated in the initial coin offering of the cryptocurrency known as Dragon Coin, which raised a staggering $302 million. Despite his notoriety, Juan Coy remains an enigma shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Step into the gritty underworld of John Willis, the notorious mobster with ties to the Chinese Mafia. Known as the White Devil for his unusual status as the only Caucasian member of the Chinese organized crime in the 1970s, John's upbringing in Dorchester was marked by tragedy and abandonment. But fate had something else in store for him when he broke up a brawl at a Boston pub frequented by Chinese criminals and caught the attention of Peng John Joe, a powerful Chinese gangster. Thanks to Joe's token of appreciation, John was brought into the Ping On Chinese gang's residence, where he was adopted by a Chinese family connected to the gang. John's criminal exploits would land him in prison multiple times, but his ties to the Triad remained strong. Even behind bars, he continued to engage in drug trafficking and money laundering, building up a massive OxyContin trafficking ring that stretched from Florida to Massachusetts. His arrest and conviction in 2013 for narcotics trafficking and money laundering finally put him away for a 20-year prison term. As we close the chapter on John Willis and his ties to the Triad, we can only wonder at the depths of the criminal underworld and the people who navigate it. What do you think of this ancient Chinese gang and its influence on modern crime? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching another amazing video from our true crime team. Like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned to our next real-life true crime video.